Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, does Stephen A. Smith and the media owe the Clippers a massive apology? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community, a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, so many cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below and get 7 days of access. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges from the channel. Anyway, let me get into this topic right here. Man, I've been waiting to make this topic, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. So all season long, literally all season long, all I heard out there was that everyone else is better than the Clippers. For the entire season, since it started, I've heard the media on numerous occasions overlook the Clippers. It's either this team or it's that team, or if it's not, if it's either this player or that player. For the entire season, this team has been overlooked. Whenever they did get recognition, it was only when something wrong happened. For example, I remember the time that they lost to the Dallas Mavericks early in the season by 50 points. You would have thought that the Clippers lost in the NBA Finals or something like that. But it was made such a huge deal, right? All season long, Kawhi Leonard was never given the same respect that other players who had not even accomplished a quarter or a fraction of what he'd accomplished in his career. He was never given any respect for regular season MVP consideration. All throughout the regular season, I never said Kawhi Leonard should win the regular season MVP. I said you should at least mention his name. And at no point, it was only towards the end of the season, they mentioned his name in passing. I saw the big shows doing all their polls. It was never Kawhi Leonard. They never brought him up. He was an afterthought. This happened all season long. Now, I think a lot of this stemmed from them blowing that 3-1 lead in the playoffs a year before. But guess what? That's absurd. How many teams have lost in the playoffs before and blown a 3? So many teams have done it. But for whatever reason, people wanted to make it stick to the Clippers. For whatever reason. Now, in this season, going through the season and throughout the entire season, I said that the two best teams in the Western Conference, I always said this, I never changed my opinion on this, were the Clippers and the Lakers. I said this all season long. So I'm not some bandwagon guy jumping in here and starting. I said this all season long. Going into these playoffs, everyone was given the benefit of the doubt except the Clippers. Everyone, even the Atlanta Hawks, were given the benefit of the doubt before the Clippers. And I don't understand why. In round one, most people gave the Dallas Mavericks the benefit of the doubt. Most fans, because I remember reading it in the comments, most people out there in the media, I remember them saying it. Everyone gave, it's like it was actually unbelievable. And I was saying to myself, is it just me, or doesn't Kawhi Leonard play on this team? Why do people have so little regard for a team that Kawhi Leonard plays in? Do they not know how good this guy is? Is it just me that understands that? But nobody gave him the benefit of the doubt. Then they started asking questions in round one. Very silly questions. Who's the best player in this series? Is it Kawhi Leonard or is it Luka Doncic? And I was saying to myself, how is this even a question? But nevertheless, because they don't have any respect for the Clippers, they had to bring it up anyway, right? Just to add insult to injury. Then we move to the second round. We go to the second round, and then the next question was, who's the best player in this series? Is it Donovan Mitchell, who didn't even make an all-NBA team, not even the third NBA team, or Kawhi Leonard? And I was like, this is just unbelievable to me. People like Stephen A. Smith came out and said, I remember it vividly, he came out and said, after they beat the Mavs, I don't believe the Clippers can do it. They got to prove it to me. They got to show me. And I said to myself, what makes you believe that the Jazz are going to do it? The Jazz blew a 3-1 lead last year. So why are you so comfortable giving the Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell and these guys the benefit of the doubt, but the Clippers, you won't do that? Why won't you give the same benefit of the doubt to Kawhi Leonard? And I obviously know that Stephen A. Smith has something personal against Kawhi Leonard. I have no doubt in my mind about it, because Stephen A. Smith seems like a very petty guy with a huge ego. And if people are not bound down to him and all of this stuff, he will go out of his way to try to ruin you. That's just how I see him. Period. I don't care what anybody says. This is how I see Stephen A. Smith, because he does it to Kawhi Leonard, and a lot of it is completely unwarranted. But nevertheless, he does it. Then the same Stephen A. Smith came out there and said, oh, and by the way, Donovan Mitchell is the greatest Utah Jazz. These are the people you guys listen to talk about basketball? These are the people? Better than Karl Malone, a 25 and 10 guy for his career, the highest scoring player in the history of the high scoring player with the most points in the history of the NBA. The guy that took the Utah Jazz to back-to-back finals and lost to Michael Jordan. That Karl Malone, the guy that has a statue outside of the Utah Jazz arena. That's the Karl Malone. Like only these people say these things. And people are out there really believing that the Utah Jazz or Donovan Mitchell was on the same level as Kawhi Leonard. And I was saying to myself, what is going on here? What is going on? What is up with all of this ridicule for this team? Why doesn't this team get any respect? I even remember when going into the playoffs. You remember when people were calling the Clippers quitters. You remember when they were saying that they were dodging the Lakers and they were afraid of the Lakers. And Nick Wright came out on TV and said, of all of the teams ever in my history, in all of my time in covering sport, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen a professional team do. Remember that they were saying the Clippers were afraid to play the Lakers. These same media people, these same guys that you hear out there are the same ones now that every time they talk about the Clippers, they bite their tongues because blood is always running out their mouth because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. The Clippers have made these guys look foolish. The lot, all of them, the entire lot. This team is putting these guys to shame. They're embarrassing them, all of them. They all wrote this team off. Nobody gave Kawhi Leonard props. When Kawhi Leonard puts up a 40-point game, all they say, oh, he plays great. When somebody else does it, oh, this is a superstar. And this is amazing. When Kawhi Leonard does, yeah, we know what Kawhi Leonard is going to do. Just like that, like as if it didn't happen. Their bias is so disgusting against this team. So going into yesterday's game, I said it. I said that the Clippers are the mentally toughest team in the playoffs. I said this. I said I don't trust the Utah Jazz. The benefit of the doubt that those people are giving the Jazz, I never gave it to them. Because last time I checked, the Jazz didn't have Kawhi Leonard. But the Clippers did. And what did the Clippers do? They went into that building and beat them down in their own building. Embarrassed them. The Clippers were down in that game and they were able to come back and even take the lead. Something the Utah Jazz could never accomplish in LA. I always said that the Clippers were the better team. I always felt this way. And I said it yesterday. People are living in the past. They want to believe that this Clippers team is the same team of last year. Folks, you're wrong. 2020 is gone. And I said it's a bunch of wishful thinking. And hoping. They gotta be the same team. Because everybody else can change. The Mavs can change. The Jazz can change. But the Clippers, they got to stay the same. Right? People are giving the benefit of the doubt to the Jazz. Excuse me. What have the Utah Jazz accomplished in the last, 20 years? What has Donovan Mitchell and these guys accomplished in the last 20 years, 10 years? What has Kawhi Leonard accomplished? I can tell you that for free. So people have disrespected this team all season long. Stephen A. Smith has been one of the guys that's been doing that. He's been saying clownish, ridiculous, hyperbolic, gibberish. That's all he does. He sits up there and says nonsense most of the time. He never admits when he's wrong. He's usually always wrong. He was wrong about Kawhi. He's wrong about the Clippers. He's the same guy that came out and said that the Utah Jazz, Donovan, you can't take somebody serious that says that. You just can't. You can't take people like this seriously. Nick Wright was the one out there laughing at when the Clippers picked up Nicholas Batum. Now, some people say, oh, why are you going at them? Why don't you just say your piece? Because I'm providing balance, folks. These are personalities. These people shape opinions. How do I know? Because whatever they say, usually people come and regurgitate it in our comment section. They come and requote, they start echoing it, parroting it. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's over this. Blah, 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 blah. I know them. That's all they do. And then when the Clippers win, they always push the goalposts. Oh, they haven't accomplished anything yet. That's their life. If it was somebody else, they'll be giving them all of the credit in the world. Clippers go into Utah, they beat them. And then now they're saying, oh, no. I'm sure. Let's give them this. Let's wait. Let's see what they do. Are you serious? The team that went in there without their best player went into Utah a place they hadn't won in 2 years, and beat them. And you feel like I'm going to sit here and just let this act like the media didn't say they were going to lose? No way. They were wrong, dead wrong, all of them. All of them. All of them. And I said it, I don't trust the Jazz. For whatever reason, these people gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I never did. Because I'm not sucking the sack. I'm not sucking the sack. Kawhi Leonard is that dude. I've been saying it. Whether you like it or not, he's that dude. Like, people don't want, he's that dude. People are surprised. He made the all-first NBA team. It's like, yeah. Sounds about right to me. Yeah, he's, have you seen his number? Yeah, that's Kawhi. And all of these guys have been wrong. All of them. Kendrick Perk, all of them. So whenever they're sitting there giving you their analysis on what they think is going to happen and what they just know that these guys don't know what they're talking about. A lot of them are just talking to things that I think they have relationships and stories that they want to put out that they want to stick to. Stephen A. Smith will come out and say they haven't proved nothing yet. They got to show me. That's him. That's him. That's why so many people are annoyed with him. Nobody say you can't be wrong, but when you're wrong, admit it. That's why so many people are annoyed. And guess what? He's clueless. He doesn't even know why. He believes that he's above it all. He's like, well, I got better things to do. Oh, you got better things to do. You forget that your audience is the reason you're there. You forget that the people that are watching you are the purpose that you thought it was just for you? You thought it was just you. These guys are wrong. They've been wrong. And I think it's shameful. I think it's shameful. Because they're always wrong about this team. For them to go out there and call them quitters and dodging, you look foolish. I almost wanted to say another word I won't say. Y'all look very silly. For those people, I told y'all were ridiculous. Who in their right mind would think, you think that Kawhi Leonard was dodging LeBron? Like, think about it. Kawhi Leonard was dodging LeBron James. He was afraid to play against LeBron James, and y'all believed it. And that the Clippers were dodging the Lakers, and y'all bought into that. They owed him an apology, period. They were all wrong. All of those guys that doubted him, all of you were wrong. And I was right. That'll piss some of you off. When somebody else says they're right, nobody got a problem. When I said, oh, he's being arrogant. Yeah, whatever. That's what I think. They were wrong and they owed him an apology. They owe this team an apology. When you guys get together and make a concerted effort to have a smear campaign on it. If I was Ballmer, the Nigerian would come out of me. If I was Ballmer and you talking like this about my team, we're going to have some problems. I'm calling the commissioner. I'm saying, explain to me explain to me what's happening. Why is it every time I turn on the TV, my team is getting negative? I would do so, but maybe Ballmer's past, maybe he doesn't watch it. If it was me, no. You're going to explain to me why every time I turn on the TV, you always have negative press about my team. You're going to explain to me why that is. And they'll take his call. I'll say, why do I have all of these people on TV saying all of this stuff about my team? I would say, and you would take my call. You got to explain to me what is going on at your network that every time something negative happens with my team, you guys are the first person to jump up and say it. What's going on? What am I missing? I would say something, but Ballmer's a different type of guy. If it was me, y'all will hear from me, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about everything that I said in this video. I know you guys feel like I kind of went off, but this is passion. This is passion. This is what sports is all about. And I have the right to speak with passion as others do. So let me know what you guys think about everything that we said in this video. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.